Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to my garden. I'm sitting out on the screened-in porch today because I'm getting ready to make a really cute spring arrangement, and I thought I would bring you along with me. I was going by Home Depot and the plants caught me, like they are putting everything outside, and the cyclamen caught my eye. So I pulled over, parked. Then the pansies caught my eye. Then they had some tete-a-tete daffodils, and then they had some hyacinth. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to make a really cute spring container. We're having fall spring right now. It's warm. It's like 75 degrees today here in North Carolina. I garden in zone 8A. And so I know it's going to get cold again, and all of these plants deal with cool temperatures really well. Matter of fact, they thrive in it. We're going to get back where our nights are going to be in the 20s next week, so I'll probably pull it off the screened-in porch and put it in the house just for the nights until we get kind of, consistently above freezing during the night, and then it'll be fine to just be outside. So I want to turn the camera around and show you these beautiful plants, and I also want to show you the vessel that I'm going to plant it in. Okay, here are all the beauties, and this is the one that started all. This started it. I saw this and I was like, oh my goodness, that is just so pretty. I was like, oh, I would love to do a spring arrangement. So then I saw my beautiful birth month flower, which is a viola. So pansies are a type of viola, right? And I was like, oh my gosh, how beautiful would those be together? So I picked up 2 of those. And then they have some hyacinth that are all budded up, and this one is white. So it's set to go, but this will still give me several weeks because I can enjoy this, and then it's going to bloom into a beautiful white hyacinth that I still think would be beautiful as a spring color that I'm going for this arrangement. And so I got, okay, put that there. And then the tete-a-tetes. The small little tete-a-tetes. These shouldn't get very tall, right? And I was out thrifting, which is one of my favorite things to do, and I found this basket. And so I felt like I could make a really cute spring arrangement in here. I really hope you cannot hear my neighbor back there. As soon as I came outside to start filming this, he decided to come outside and do some work in his garage. So hopefully my microphone is filtering that out. But let's build this arrangement. I'm going to use this basket, and this is real like basket material, so I'm going to line it with just a shopping bag, like a Walmart, any grocery store shopping bag. I'm going to clip some little holes in the bottom and put it in here, and then get the soil in and start getting the flowers all planted up. So I'm just going to talk through this as I am putting everything together. I'm going to make sure that I put some little cuts in the bottom of this bag, because we do want to make sure that our container, our arrangement, drains. None of these plants, like most plants, don't want to sit in any water. They just want to be consistently moist. So we're just going to put a couple slits in the bottom, and then any excess water can drain out. Okay. And I think that should be plenty. I did about 6. Let me do one more. I'm always afraid, 1 or 2 more. I'm always afraid there's going to be a problem with drainage. So we always want to make sure, because in all honesty, I have killed, ouch, several plants doing that. All right, so we're just going to put this down in the bottom like that. I hope you can see that okay. And we're going to do our best to actually hide the bag so that you don't see it from the outside. Okay, and then we're going to fill it with soil. We're not going to fill it all the way, of course. I kind of want to build around it. I do want to start with just a little bit. And this is just regular potting soil. I didn't pre-moisten it because, like I said, I don't want this arrangement to be really soggy. Okay, so we'll start with that, I do believe, and we'll build from there. Because there's not a lot of reservoir or room in here, actually. So let's see what this root ball is looking like. And then sometimes what you can do is you can take off some of the root ball, which is what I'm going to do with this. And the plant will be totally fine. Let's see how that is, if that will sit. And I want to plant this kind of high, especially the cyclamen. It does not want to be overly wet, and especially not around its crown. So we're going to put that in the center. I'll move that out of the way. We're going to put that in the center. All right, and then on either side, we are going to put one of these beautiful, beautiful pansies. I love pansies and violas. It was a while before I could understand that pansies are violas. I thought they were like two totally different plants, but no, they're in the same family. All right, put that on that side. I'm going to fill in with soil afterwards. Okay, let's put the other one on the other side. Just put that down there for now. Take off some of these roots. This won't hurt the plant at all. These have rooted in really well, actually. Which way is the front? A plant always has a front. And even though this arrangement, I'm building it kind of where you can see it from both sides, I'm kind of trying to face it outward toward you all. The hyacinth, I'm going to put in the back. And let's see how it's looking. I'm hoping to be able to split this daffodil once we get in there. Ooh, look at those roots. And you can see the little bulb in there. Let's see if I need to take off some of that soil, maybe. I think I do. I think I do need to take off some of that soil. And we're just going to put it, we're going to drop it down here in this bucket. And that way, oops, I can spread the roots. Oops, spread the roots out. And then it'll sit down just a little bit for me in there. That is perfect. That is perfect. Now I'm going to pile some of that extra soil around. Let me show you what I'm doing back here. Just so it stands up for now. And this is a very temporary container. This is just late winter, early spring, and then I'm going to put some more soil in just a minute. Okay, so let me turn this back around where it was. My hope is that I can split this daffodil, and I want to put it on either side here. So let's see how we're looking and if it's going to let me do that. Oh yes, I think I can definitely do that. So you can see how that's looking. I'm just going to take that apart and make a mess on my table for right now, but it's okay. Oh yes, this is going to be perfect. So we'll put that around there like that. And we'll cover that with soil in just a sec. And then let's take this one and put it like this. And hopefully I've got room right here in the center for the third one. That worked out perfectly. Let's see how that looks. Does that look good? Let's see. I think so. Let's see if I can scoot it down just a little bit more. I think I want that there. What do you guys think? Do I leave it empty and put this one over here in this corner instead? Let's see. No, I don't think I like that. I think I like it right here in the center. And hopefully Like I said, these are tete-a-tetes. They shouldn't be very tall, so hopefully it won't cover up the cyclamen when it gets ready to bloom. And by the time it gets too warm for the cyclamen and the pansies, the daffodils and the hyacinth will have already bloomed. Let me clean off my little area there. And it will be time to plant these things out. These can perennialize for me here, so I can plant these in the shade. And they will come back for me in the spring. Of course, the hyacinth and daffodils we can plant out. Cyclamen's kind of touch and go for me here. We have some perennial cyclamen that's different that grows here. It's a native to North Carolina, but this is not the one. I usually treat cyclamen like an annual for me. Now all I'm going to do, or all I'm doing in the back, let me show you. I'm taking the soil that I pulled from around the plants and I'm just tucking everything in. And you see how I'm tucking. These are up a little high, but it's okay because, you know, we can force bulbs to grow in just water where their bulb is not all the way under the soil. Same thing in a temporary arrangement. It doesn't have to be but so far down. See? So that looks good. And I'm making sure I tuck down this bag as I go along. You could even use some moss in here. If you had moss, you could top dress with some moss. This is turning out really good. Okay. Now, let's turn it back around this way. And let's gather up some more of that soil. And we're going to try and tuck in our bulbs. Let's get some more of this soil. I do have soil down here in my bucket. But I'm going to use the soil that they came in to fill in all these areas. All this soil I just knocked off the bottom. So, this is turning out nicely, I think. Doesn't this look just like spring? Even though it's not spring. And I'm not rushing spring. I'm one of those people, I really don't rush the seasons. I just enjoy the seasons as they come. Because, in all honesty, my favorite, or most comfortable time for me to garden, the most comfortable, is springtime. Here in North Carolina, we get so hot and humid that in the dead of summer, it is so unbearable. So I just enjoy all the things that I can do during each season, and we are able to garden in the winter. I was out today in the flower beds doing some cleanup, and then I wanted to do this arrangement. And I think we're just about all tucked in. How does that look? You know, it's hard to build an arrangement from the back. But let's see. Let's put our little pansy out there. And I think we need just a little bit more soil. And I think we're tucked in. And I think that looks great. Let me clean off my table a little bit. All right. I think that turned out great. And I hope this gives you some inspiration to maybe make a little spring arrangement that you can keep outside, or you could really keep this inside on your kitchen table, kitchen island. Just make sure, you know, there's enough light coming in because they will need some bright indirect light. None of these, well, I guess the daffodil and the hyacinth do like winter sunlight direct, but they can do well inside in bright indirect light. That's what cyclamen prefer. And daffodils, I'm sorry, these are pansies. The pansies like indirect light also in the summer and the hotter times or points of the year, but they can deal with a little shade or dim lighting. So they'll be fine inside for a little while since this is a temporary container. I just noticed that I really need to tuck in just a little bit more soil right here. There we go. Let's tuck that down just a little bit to cover that bulb. And that looks good. Okay, so that will be it for our project today. I hope you enjoyed following along with me as I created this planter. And like I said before, I hope it inspires you to make a little spring arrangement. to get us through to when there's lots of blooming things outside. I hope you have a great day, and remember, do something today that makes your heart sing. And I'll see you next time.